she joined Toastmasters in order to become a more poised public speaker. When I asked her about wind, she said that the words refreshed and exhaling come to mind because she likes to calm down and breathe. And I'm sure you'll do a lot of that up here. So the title of her 4 to 6 minute speech is Let's Be Friends. Please join me in welcoming Sharon.
Good afternoon. My name is Sharon Judy, and I want to say to you, let's be friends. I was a military brat. My father was in the Air Force. We moved around the country. I had an opportunity to live in some pretty cool places. We lived in Japan for a little while. We lived in Germany. I was born in Texas. The first place we lived when we first came to the United States was in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So my earliest remembrance of being with my father was sitting on his knee. As a matter of fact, I have a picture that my stepmom recently sent me. Sitting on my dad's knee watching the cars go by. Not really understanding at that time just how beautiful life really is. Fast forward a few years, we moved to Los Angeles, California when I was in the 2nd grade. And 2nd grade is a pivotal time for a young child, especially when you are the new kid on the block and you don't know anyone. So I walk into the classroom and students are sitting there and it looks like dead men walking. Everyone turns around and stares at you. And it seems like it took forever to get to my desk, my little cubby. And it took a little while, though, for the kids to warm up to me and to accept me. Because when we moved, it was midway through the school year. So all the friendships had already been formed. And here I was, the new kid, and no one really wanted to assimilate and have me become a part of their little circle. Didn't realize back then those were cliques. Thought it was going to be a breeze for me to assimilate it, but it wasn't. So my teacher, Mrs. Alexander, saw that I was having trouble fitting in with the rest of the class, and she did something that stuck with me throughout my adult life. She had me come in with her during lunch each day, and my assignment was to clean the blackboard and to clean the erasers. So for a 7-year-old kid who didn't have any friends, that meant a lot. Mrs. Alexander took me under her wing and showed me what kindness was all about. So that small act of kindness was actually what made me the person I am today. So because my dad was in the military, we moved around quite a bit. Friendships were always very important to me. So I would just find a kid wherever they were, or an adult, and tell them that I wanted to be their friend. As a matter of fact, I do that a lot today, and it kind of freaks people out when I walk up on them and just tell them, yeah, I want to be their friend. But what I have done is come to realize that a lot of times people sit in the back or sit in the corner or sit over to the side when they're unsure or not feeling a little bit aloof. And Mrs. Alexander taught me that when you see someone that doesn't feel like they're comfortable, you go and make yourself friendly to them. So again, as I said, friendships have always been very important to me. So fast forward a few years to high school, and I kind of look like the way I look now. As a matter of fact, everything comes full circle. I wore an afro back then and was a little bit more sure of myself. I wasn't the little kid that sat over in the corner being quiet or being afraid. Now I was the one out in the middle, one who was bringing everyone or drawing everyone toward me or to me because I had become self-confident and sure of myself. I started here in 1984, Northrop, and a lot of the friendships that I formed during that time are friendships that I still have today because I am the people person, and that's what I want to remind everyone here, especially the new people coming in. It's a breeze sometimes to get in, but making yourself friendly is probably the best tip that I can give you. So when you see people in the hallway, speak to them. Don't be afraid to speak. When you get on the elevator, be sure that you acknowledge other people because you never know if that next person is going to be the one who is the catalyst for getting you to the position that you want to get to. So that's very important. So the thing that I want to leave with you is small acts of kindness go a long way. And please don't be put off if I walk up to you and say, let's be friends. Don't want to freak you out. It's just that my way of connecting with you and making your life a breeze by knowing me.